We'll get started here in just a moment. It's coming together. Here we go. Go. Okay. We should start seeing this here. Hello, friends. Let's make sure. There we go. Hello, Austin. Hello, Mom. And hello, Marcus. Let's get this show on the road. All right, we're back. We're back from vacation, ready to connect. It feels like it's been forever. Did you guys miss me? Question: how many of you raise your hand? I don't know if you can raise your hand. You can just let me know, yes or no. First of all, one, did you miss me? And second of all, did you watch the video I put together for you from Arizona last week? I would love to know. If you missed it, don't be shy. It's okay to tell me you didn't see it. It was 6 minutes, very easy to miss. So if you missed it, I'm not mad. Just curious. And hello, if it's your very first time ever catching my video, awesome. My name is Lynn Clementi Hicks. I just took my name down from down there, but that's my name. I host this weekly live stream, which a lot of people actually watch in the replay. So if you're watching the replay, you are not alone. Feel free to leave comments in the, even after you watch. I always come back. Well, I usually come back and check on them and keep everybody engaged there too. So, oh my gosh, Marcus. I don't know if I can forgive you for doing that. I'm just kidding. Marcus is the king of live stream, not recorded video. But no worries if you didn't see it. It was really just kind of me explaining that we had gotten to the Grand Canyon and spent time biking. And I'll talk a little bit more about a trip. And then it was a video on Monday, which by Monday we had reached Sedona. So that's really all the video was a little bit of us in Grand Canyon and then a little bit of in between Grand Canyon and Sedona. Oh my gosh. Yes, you missed me. And no, you didn't see the vacay video. Okay, good. Awesome. I missed you guys too. Okay, Mom and Dad watched. Okay, good. And hello, Kristen. Thanks for stopping by. Yes and yes. Hi, Kelly. Hi, Dad. Mom and Dad are watching from separate accounts again. I love it. So cute. And of course you miss me. Good. All right. And Dad, specifically driving up your viewer count. Thanks, Dad. I appreciate it. So let's check in a little bit. First of all, I missed you guys too. I did enjoy the time reconnecting with Bert and kind of, just like getting outside of the normal routine of things. I'm going to be honest with you here. So a little bit before this, maybe 2 hours ago, I messaged Bert. We chat during the day sometimes, if it's just a quick question, we're in the G chat. Anyway, I said, hey babe, I'm thinking I don't really feel like talking tonight. Like I just am not feeling like the live stream. So what do you think? Should I just take it off? And he's like, I think you should just check in with everyone. Just do it. And I'm bringing this up for two reasons. One is I'm going to explain why I didn't really feel like coming on. And two is like, I just wanted to give Bert a shout out for pushing me. Because I really sometimes just need that, that extra push that I can't give myself. So where's that coming from? I'm going to try not to cry today. Honestly, guys, if you've been reaching out to me or leaving comments on, videos or posts that I've made and stuff, there's a good chance I didn't reply. And it's because I've just been kind of shutting everybody out. I really thought that going on vacation would give me the reset that I need to kind of like be able to handle things not handle things better, that makes it things, that's not, I don't know, that doesn't really accurately describe what's going on, right? I thought that the time would be healing and I would come back feeling better and ready to talk about everything and get deep into it and be able to support others. But for some reason, I'm just not there yet. And of course, I do support people in the way that, I'm thinking about people in my life and people that have reached out to me and, and other people that are going through their own journeys right now. I do think about them, but I'm not connecting with people. And I hope that I know I'm not supposed to be supposing myself and saying you're supposed to reply and you're supposed to do this and that, but I know better, and I know that it's okay to take this time to give myself space. And I know I don't need to ask for your permission or your forgiveness on that, but if you can relate to me, if you've ever done this for yourself, where you just needed time and you created that space around you, and even though other people might have been reaching out, maybe you just didn't feel like responding or talking or opening up about it then. But let me know, have you been there before? You don't have to tell me the situation, but let me know if you can relate to this, if this is something that, I think everybody's been there at some point, and maybe sharing here that we've all been there makes us all feel a little bit better about it. So let me know in the comments. So when Bert pushed me and I'm like, all right, what am I going to talk about today? I'm going to tell you a little bit more about our trip, which I think will be fun. I will be your little travel guide for the day. I have a little bit of show and tell. There's a few things I have next to me that I will hold up and talk about. And then I don't know. This might be a shorter episode, just because I'm here with you. I'm present, and I'm glad that I showed up, and I'm glad that I'm talking. But I have been very still, just kind of emotional lately, and I just have been doing that privately. And I'm not sure if I really want to get super emotional today with you guys, and I hope that's okay. So. But it looks like a couple people are able to relate to this. I'm so impressed with you always showing up and being so open. You are a huge inspiration. Well, thanks. And Kristen saying 100%. Yeah, we just need to create space sometimes, and that's 100% okay. So if you are feeling that way, if you're feeling alone, if you're feeling like you just don't want to talk about anything right now, that's okay. When it's time, it'll be okay. So you best. And if you do need somebody that'll kind of, like Bert did for me earlier today, and just kind of lift me up just a little bit and say, you know what, go on, you can do it. Like a mama bird to a little baby bird, a little nudge, like, come on, you can fly. Sometimes you got to ask for that a little bit, right? I reached out to Bert instead of just saying, hey, I'm not doing it. I said, what do you think? And I was asking for that push. So ask for the push when you need it, so that your support system can be there for you. Okay, I'm looking around. I know my eyes keep going down. I'm sorry. Okay, show and tell time. When we went to Sedona in Arizona, so our trip started, we flew in to Phoenix, drove to Grand Canyon, stayed there for 2 nights, and on the first full day we were there, so we got there, walked to the rim, came back. The first morning we got there, we walked to the place where they rent out bicycles at the Grand Canyon. And you could do it by hour, or you could do half day, or you can return it by the end of the day. And we said, well, how much to return it tomorrow morning? Because then we have no time limits. You don't have to get it back by 5 p.m. And they said, it's only $10 more. We're like, sold. Okay, we want that bike. And they're like, by the way, you can bike at night. Like the Grand Canyon does not close, like the park, around. Actually, they don't have like a super dome over the Grand Canyon. I think you guys knew that part. But anyway, the park itself, the trail along there and all the, I guess, parking lots and everything actually stay open. Actually, don't quote me on the parking lots, because they said, well, the bike paths stay open. The footpaths stay open too. And you can actually ride, if you want the best stargazing place in Grand Canyon. Okay, so if you're staying there overnight, and you want to go look at the stars in pitch darkness, because it's one of the certified dark sky places on Earth or whatever, you can go to the parking lot at the visitor center, because all the tour buses and cars and everything are out, and it's, big wide parking lot where you have nothing obstructing, or like trees or anything hanging overhead, and you can just, she said, bring out a blanket and bring some snacks with you and just lay there, and that is from the bike rental person there that worked there and was like an expert tour guide and everything. So did we do it? No, sorry, I can't say that we could stay up that late, but we did get up super early. So we biked on the first day when we had our bikes all the way from like a little bit past that. I guess if you're looking at the Grand Canyon from like east to west, we were at the second eastmost point, and we stopped along the trail like pretty much every lookout possible. Made it all the way to Hermit Rest. Oh shoot. Well, at the west side of the Grand Canyon, that's where we stopped. And that was actually a really cool place I don't know, like I wasn't expecting that. Like all the stops are kind of the same, just like different angles of the Grand Canyon. That one's a little bit different. And the next morning we were like, well, we want to get that easternmost point. So we got up super early because 8 a.m. in Arizona time is, 6 a.m. in Arizona time is 8 a.m. Chicago time. So we were like up and ready to go. And we finished that last leg. So we biked over 20 miles, just exploring the Grand Canyon South Rim. So that was really cool. I know we are not super great at catching the stars. I am sad about it, but I'm also really thankful for the deep, wonderful sleep that we got after biking and having all that fresh air and all that exploring. So we also coincidentally decided to do a hike that first full day and went down to Ooh-Ah Point, which is, there's not very actually many hikes you can do in the Grand Canyon that are less than like an entire day, where you try to hike down to the bottom and like hike out another spot. So we went to Ooh-Ah Point, which is maybe round trip hour, 2 hours if you're really taking your time. And our friends, like right when we were like heading out, they're like, hey, we're going to Ooh-Ah Point today. We're making a day trip from Sedona. And we're like, hell yeah. So we actually went to Ooh-Ah Point, kept hiking a little bit further down to Cedar Ridge. Didn't quite make it all the way there because we're like, we got to time it right. So we actually met up with our friends at Ooh-Ah Point. It was so cool. So Eric and Lacey were there. We took some pictures at Ooh-Ah Point because why wouldn't you? It's Ooh-Ah Point. And it was awesome. And then we hiked up, and there's where we're staying in the lodge. Really great place where you can get beers and some actually really good food. Kind of bar food, but good pizza and everything like that. So, guys, here's my point. I highly recommend the Grand Canyon. The sites are great. It was not overly crowded anywhere we went. It was really accessible, and like there's so much to explore and look at in nature, and it's just unlike any other place on earth. So if you've never been to the Grand Canyon, I highly recommend it. You can get a great experience even if you're only there for half a day. And you don't even have to hike into the canyon if you don't want to. And if you do, Ooh-Ah Point is a great hike. It's not that hard. I recommend it. If you're not great around the edge, really close to the edge, you should be fine. Yeah. So, thanks, Paul. I hope that's the real Paul Burke and not somebody else posing as Paul Burke. It's always tough to tell. Guys, tell me, has anyone here been to the Grand Canyon? Let me know if you've been there. And follow-up question, let me know if you've ever been to Sedona. Let's compare notes here. So on the drive from Grand Canyon to Sedona, there is a park, or actually a really large park. I think Sedona might even be part of it. Is a state park, state forest, I believe. So different than the national park system. I know. Me and Bert are kind of nerds about that. We collect posters from all the national parks that we go to, and we put them in frames and put them up in one of our rooms. So we know our parks, separate from our forests and all that. Anyway, that does not take away from how spectacular this park is, right? We're starting to enter the red rocks. Things are starting to get, go from green to red and changing the whole like topography. And there's a place along the way that not a lot of, it doesn't show up on all the tourist places, but the locals know about it as a good place to go, which is Slide Rock State Park. So if you go to Slide Rock, you can park and take a small hike down to this river that has all these not huge waterfalls, but little ones. And the rocks are so slippery, and the algae that's on there and the cold mountain water and everything make for a perfect condition where you can actually sit down on these smooth rocks and go down it like a water slide. So we did that, and the water was so cold, but it was the coolest, like, I don't know, like, just coolest thing I've ever done in nature, like, I don't know. I thought that was really neat. Anyway, I highly recommend it. We didn't stop there for more than a couple hours. We had actually packed peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and some snacks. So we brought that, and then we just watched people go down these slide rocks. It was a very large area. It was a lot of people there, but it was so large that you didn't feel like you were close to anybody. It was really cool. So we would, be eating our PB&J and just every time someone gets in the water, they don't realize how cold it's going to be. So that's the best part, is them screaming, going, "Oh, it's so cold!" Anyway, let me check in on your, yes, never been in the U.S. Well, Marcus, now you know a couple places to go when you visit. Oh my gosh. Oh, Kristen, that's really special. That was the last place that she went to with her mom before she passed away. Well, the Grand Canyon is made for grand memories. So I'm glad that that's where you had your grandest memory. Well, your last grand memory with your mom. Kelly's been to both Sedona and Grand Canyon. Great. Yes and yes. And you were with us the first time as a little tyke. Thanks, Dad. Yeah, I did actually, Paula, I posted it on my Facebook story. And it might have showed up on my Instagram. Somehow those things are tied. I don't know. Somebody needs to manage my social media for me. I don't know. Just kidding. Or maybe not. If anyone wants to volunteer, the position's open. It's free. Anyways, yeah, the slide rock, highly recommend that. We made it into Sedona by early afternoon. I edited that whole video together for those of you that saw it on my my YouTube channel. I couldn't get it to post to the Facebook page. I tried a couple times. The signal there was absolutely horrible. So got what I had to. And then we played mini golf, guys. I have to tell you something. Hope you're listening close. Bert and I have been together for 9.5 years, I think. And finally, in all the years, I've never beaten him at mini golf. Finally, well, technically at Wisconsin Dells, which he's not counting, which was a couple months ago. I beat him at a higher score in a group setting. This time, I got 4 holes in one. And I want to tell you about one of them. So I was ahead of Bert, in this game, mini golf, 18 holes at the resort. It was great. And people thought we were crazy because we were celebrating it like it was the Ryder Cup or something. Anyway, we go and I'm ahead of him and he's getting a little flustered and stuff, but he starts to, close the gap in the score. And we're going into the 18th hole and he nails it with two putts. And it makes the score so that it's like a 1-point difference. I have to get a hole in one in order just to tie him, right? Not for the win. And I was just so excited because I really didn't want to lose. And guess what? I nailed it. That was the best hole in one. It felt so amazing just to tie him. I told this story to one of my coworkers today. He's like, of course you don't care that it's a tie. You love soccer. Anyway, but true story. It was amazing. And we did a little putt off. And then Bert just he's like, it doesn't matter. You win. You had 4 holes in one. So, yeah. We did skip Montezuma's Castle, yes. We went instead to Bell Rock, which is a red rock in I don't know if it's in Sedona or just outside of Sedona. It was not a very long drive. And you're looking up at it and you're like, how are these people sticking to the side of this rock and don't have any climbing gear? But as you actually start going up it, you realize that the incline isn't like this. It's more like that. And your feet, your boots will stick to it just fine. Now, we didn't go all the way to the tippy top. There were some crazies that did that. We went and we found a very just level place where we could just sit. And we did. And we just took that time not to talk. We said a few things, but that's where I think we both decided to just kind of connect and with ourselves and think and just be. Bert built a little... Do you guys know what a cairn is? Like when you're hiking, you see a pile of rocks and it kind of helps you know where the trail is. Sometimes on trails they're, that are hard to see. It's like you look for these piles of rocks that other hikers have left so you know the right way. Sorry, I'm seeing Bert's comment here. I never said you won. We'll call it a tie. I want to play that one back, babe. I think maybe we had a few drinks when we were doing that. Anyway, so Bert built this little stack of rocks where we were sitting, and he said, "Look, it's a baby cairn. You know, it's like our little baby." Because there were bigger cairns around, and I don't know, like it just was. It was symbolic. We were trying to find a place where we could have our feelings and maybe just like leave them somewhere and kind of like release that. I don't know. And I'm putting words to what I was going through. I don't know if that's what Bert felt. But there was someone that had suggested to me, you know, like maybe have some sort of a ceremony to help let go. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm sorry. And it's still so hard for me to like actually say these words. But Bert and I had a miscarriage of our pregnancy, and it's been hard to grieve. It's been hard to deal with. So anyway, he built this little thing, and we, I don't know, like we felt a connection. And when I was in the gift shops later on in Sedona, and we were, you know, just like shopping, you know, along the main strip there, I actually found like, you know, it's so stupid. I can't believe I paid $7 for this, but someone had taken a small stack of red rocks and glued them together in a mini cairn. And I'm like, oh my God, that's got to be our thing, you know? So I paid $7 for rocks that were glued together. But it's so much more, you know, valuable than that. In that I think we're going to kind of put it somewhere, and that'll be like our symbol for what's holding, you know, the memory of this shared experience that we've had. Hello, Brian. Thanks for joining. What a week. You saw a beautiful national park and destroyed a man's dream to be the best mini golfer ever. Yes, I did. Cairns are cool. Yes, thanks, Amy. And you spelled it right, too. I had never actually seen the word before. I'd only known that it was called a cairn, so I always thought it was like the person's name. I hope that's how I say it, you know, but anyway. Thanks, Kelly. Yes, Kelly believes I won, so I won. That's right. Not stupid, beautiful. Thanks, Marcus. You're so supportive. So, did I show and tell anything yet? I don't think I did. So, what I'm looking at here in front of me are some purchases that I made in town in Sedona. I also got a gift, and I also got a card. So, let's do this first. You guys, I told you before that I was into jewelry making. It's kind of like just a little hobby I do for myself. I don't make things and sell them. I make things either for myself or for gifts. But I got some awesome gemstones and some glass beads and stuff, and I've already made a pair of earrings. Let's see if this works. Hold on. I'm going to try and hold them up. I don't know. Hold on. Let me just try and do one at a time, because, well, that's what I need here. Look at this. Okay, so it's a little bit pink, and I know it's kind of, yeah, it's kind of working. Anyway, so the pink part's what I bought, and then the silver part's what I added. And then put an earring on it, so now I have a pair of really cute earrings. So if you guys really like these, I actually bought enough to make 3 pairs, because I wasn't sure yet what I was going to do with them. So I guess, you know, $50 a pair. Let me know if you want them. Okay, just kidding. Yeah, thanks, Mom. These are actually another pair that I made a while ago. Oop, they're swinging all over the place, but it's leather with a bead at the bottom. And my mom really liked these, and so I made her a pair for Christmas, so we can match whenever we feel like it. All right, my hair's kind of crazy today. It's recovering from all the pool water. Just to wrap up the whole like vacation thing. So we did this thing in Sedona, and then we met up with our friends where their family has a house in Scottsdale. Now, Scottsdale is fucking hot. Sorry for dropping the F-bomb there, but I have to emphasize how hot it is there. The sun like just bakes you like bacon. It's crazy. We went into this very nice house that's in this private community that has private trails, and we got to go on hikes that like no one else has access to except for the other people in the community, and it was amazing. We had a great time. We hung out in the pool. We were with friends for 3 days and 2 nights. I think that's right. 4 days, something like that. And it was awesome. We had a good time, you know, drinking and having food. We went to the rodeo. Yeah, I'm very, very so thankful for having friends, you know, in different areas of my life, and this particular group of friends is a special collection of just like we all have different backgrounds and stuff, and the glue that holds us together is just so magical. It's really neat to have that group of friends and have shared interests, but also have such unique styles, and it's just so cool. So I don't know, if you have a group of friends like that, take a minute to appreciate them and be thankful for them, and maybe reach out and say hi, let them know how you feel about them, because wouldn't that be nice to receive a message from someone being like, I just want you to know I'm so thankful for you as a friend. It's beautiful. Think about it. Put on your to-do list. It is a dry heat. It's so funny. Isn't that such a funny thing? Whenever you talk about how hot it is in Arizona, someone always goes, but it's a dry heat. Like, are you nodding with me right now? It's so true. I'm not knocking you for saying that, but when I told someone else that it was hot, and they're like, but it's a dry heat, and I'm just like, yeah, it is. Can I fix something really quick? These are driving me crazy. Okay. Sorry. All right, so much for keeping it a quick one. Bert pushed me to go, and I'm going. Oh, Brian. The story of the many rock piles hit me in the feels. Thanks, buddy. I think finding something to put symbolism into is very helpful sometimes, because, right, a lot of times part of the reason that we're grieving and having trouble with it is we don't want to let go. And if we can, put it into an object that we can visit later, put it on a shelf and be like, I'm not completely letting go, I'm just putting it over here. I find it helpful that, it's kind of one of my ways of doing things. Oh my God, Amy. Oh my God. Thank you. Yes. I was going to describe it, but I'm like, no one wants to hear about it. But it's true. My classmate is a realtor in Scottsdale, and the homes are wow. Yes. They're crazy. It's like, guys, we stayed in a casita, which is like the guest house in Arizona. I don't know why they don't just call it guest house, but in Arizona it's called a casita. It was crazy. Yeah. Have you ever thought about this? Okay, let me tell you a little fun fact about cacti. Saguaro cacti take something like 70 to 100 years to grow tall enough just so they can start growing their first arm. Right? You think like, oh yeah, it's like a tree. It's going to have, branches and it'll just be whatever in a few years. It does not. It takes just to get 6 feet tall, it takes something like 60 years. So if you think about these fancy houses in Scottsdale where a cactus is part of their landscape, they didn't build the house around that cactus. They paid a lot of money somehow to have a cacti or a cactus planted in their yard. I can't even imagine how fancy that is. Blows my mind. Anyway, thank you, Amy, for saying that about my earrings. And yes, Paul, it was a great trip. So I was showing you guys, so my jewels that I got in Sedona. I got a whole bunch of other stuff, so maybe I'll be showing these off later on. Now, I also got rose quartz. It's a strand of them. These are all individual beads. This isn't going to show up unless I cover my face here. Now, and the reason I have this and the reason I'm showing you is because if you're watching and you're one of my friends that's going through fertility, challenges or journey or whatever it may be, so rose quartz is supposed to be like the crystal or the gem, whatever, that's supposed to help with fertility. And I know this because I can't remember exactly what came first, but Kelly sent me a stone with rose quartz in it and also a bracelet with it. And it had a little message with it that, it's good for fertility. So I'm like, oh my God, I have to get these. And then, if I know somebody else, I can make a piece for them or something like that. So if you want a piece from me, if that's something that you think would help you on your journey, as a reminder of, that you're supported and that you have the power within you, you just have to, kind of channel it or something like that, let me know. I'll send you a little bracelet or earrings if I have that information to send you one or see you. I'm happy to. Yes, thanks, Kristen. This is funny. Kelly says, relocating a mature tree or cactus is what my arborist calls stupid money. I did not know you had an arborist, Kelly. I actually need one, so I will talk to you about that later. Desert bonsai. I don't know if that's a real place. We didn't go, if that's what you're asking. But maybe miniature. I don't know what you're actually saying, Paul or Brian. Maybe it's miniature versions of the full size things. Which when I saw baby cacti, I'm like, oh my God, it's so cute, and it's this big, and it's probably 10 years old. Anyway, and there's also last cactus fact. There's a cactus called teddy bear cactus. and it's like got a whole bunch of like balls of like lots of spikes on them, and they look so cute. So don't hug teddy bear cacti. Oh no, your pines have needling disease. You know, that's the sad thing, is eventually like these mature trees have to come down. We have one in our yard that's kind of leaning a little, and Bert's like, we had an arborist come out. I don't know. I think he was not a real arborist. I don't know what the whole story was. I wasn't here. But the tree's leaning, and they're like, oh yeah, you got to be careful of that one. If you get a good storm, that could fall on your neighbor's house. We're like, ugh. But it's such a cool tree. You know, we're kind of attached to it. It's really hard to let go of a big mature tree like that. So I get it. It's a really sad thing to let a tree go. Maybe that's where the bonsai should come in. Get a miniature version of the full-size tree that you had so that you can still have it. Full circle. Okay, next thing on my my show and tell, real quick. I know I've been going for half an hour. I'm going to wrap this up really soon. Thanks for sticking with me, guys. I hope that we're having a good time. The next thing is I'm going to actually show you one of my favorite bracelets ever. And this one I didn't get. I got this on our Colorado trip last year. So it's a wrap bracelet, and it's blue, and it goes around, I think it's like something like 5 times here. Yeah, you can kind of get a gist for it, or the feel for it, right? So I have made a bunch of these wrap bracelets. They're leather on the outside and then beads on the inside, and usually a button closure, and just wraps, and I just love how they look, right? I've got tons of them. Not tons of them, but I've made at least a handful. So when I was there, I'm like, I would really like to create one that's nice. So this, I don't know if Bert's still listening, but I paid a lot of money for these ones, so I hope that it comes out okay. These ones are something like opal, and they look a lot like the rose quartz. So guys, wish me luck as I try to recreate my favorite bracelet with expensive things. If it doesn't work, I'll just take it apart, right, and make something else out of them. So that's my show and tell for that. Maybe next week I'll be showing that off. I've got the leather right here, got the beads, just gotta make it happen. Okay. All right, next thing on my show and tell here. So I'm going to talk a little bit about why it's been kind of hard, I don't know, talking about the miscarriage and not wanting to respond to people when they reach out and give, you know, supportive words and stuff. I just freeze up. I'm like, I just don't want to talk about it yet, and I'm just not there yet. I just want to avoid it. You know, I don't know what to do with all the feelings. It's a tough thing. It's a tough thing, and I just, like, I'm ready for it to be over. My sister-in-law sent a necklace. I think I showed it off maybe when I went live last time, which was really sweet. And then another gift came while we were on vacation. So when we came back, we opened this up, and it's for our tree. And it's an ornament, so it'll tie, you know, to the tree. And it's just got little feet on there with angel wings and a couple pearls. And it's such a thoughtful gift when someone is like feeling like they want to do or say or do something to make you feel better. And it's tough. You know, I shared, you know, that the cameo that Spark had sent. It's tough. When I got the necklace from Christy, and then when I got this ornament from Kelly, it almost feels overwhelming, because you're like, I don't know if I want to wear this. I don't know if I want to display this on my tree, because I just want it to go away. But at the same time, when I, you know, tell you about like the Karens, you know, like where we have these objects that we need to store those feelings in so that we can revisit it if we need to. Just be reminded of it. You know, it's never gonna, like, I'm never gonna forget that we had a miscarriage. It's always gonna be there. I mean, unless I lose my mind someday and it's erased. Which could happen, who knows? But until then, it's going to be a thing. So having these little mementos that either we put those memories into, or it's a reminder of how supportive somebody was of us when we were going through that time, that's really special. So, okay, this is why I didn't want to go live today. I'm like, just emotional wreck. It felt so good to go back to work today, because I'm like, good, I just know exactly what I need to focus on at work. I can just do my work and just, that's it. So let's switch gears here. Happy notes, but honestly, like, Kelly, thank you. I love this, and it is very special, and it's full of feeling already, and it's not even Christmas time ready to hang it up. Yeah. Oh yes, the ornament is very special. It is a beautiful gift. Practical advice: don't hug teddy bear cacti. Don't forget it either, guys. Okay. Talking about transplanting old cacti sounds like an interesting profession, like Mr. Miyagi. Ah, gotcha. I feel you so much. I'm being overly emotional lately. Thank you, Kristen. And I appreciate that. It's hard when you're being overly emotional. It's like if anyone asks me right now, like, how are you doing, Lynn? I just lose it. I just can't. That's why I'm not talking to anybody, because I am tired of actually thinking about how I feel. And it's just like, I just want to cry when I'm alone. I don't want to cry when I'm around other people. Right now, other people to me are a needed distraction, So it's a really tough place, because I want to feel supported, but I also just want to be with somebody. And I will say the last thing, when we were going to hang out with all of our friends for 3 days, two of them separately, independently, privately, pulled me aside and talked to me about it. And I think they intentionally did that at the beginning of getting together to not get it out of the way, but address it and know that it wasn't something that was being ignored or something that wasn't, that they weren't aware of. They were like, I know that you're going through this, and I want you to know I'm there with you. And they also told me something very special that, like me doing this live stream was very helpful for them, or other stories that they had. And we connected like right away on that. And then I kind of like was like, okay, this was really helpful. Thank you. And I just want you to know, like, now that we've got that out of the way, like, I just don't want to really, talk about it so much when I'm here with you. And I said it in kinder words, but I think that it was really a very helpful thing that it was addressed early on in that kind of a scenario. So maybe, just a tip for you guys, if you're ever, have a friend that's going through something and you're in a group setting, pull them to the side and have those few words with them can go a really long way. So just speaking from experience here. Hey, Sammy, thanks for stopping by. I have, been catching little things that you have a new background. I have to check this out for myself. I haven't yet, but, I see Facebook sometimes. Brian saying, I think I understand the feeling. People saying they are sorry, appreciate the sentiment, but wanting to yell, shut up and run away inside. Would never admit or say it out loud, but feel it. Yeah. Yeah. It's tough sometimes to talk and hear, and, you just, you can't always be black and white with your feelings. Sometimes you have conflicting feelings at the same time that make them both harder to have. Yeah. Okay. So happier news. Today I received this. Can you get, oh my God, that is, hold on. Oh, there we go. You guys, have I told you how my mom is like a master handmade card maker? I keep all of her cards, and guess what? This Thursday is mine and Bert's 4-year wedding anniversary. How special is that? Now, I don't know if he's listening, so I can't tell you what or if I got him anything or what our plans are, but maybe somebody has been thinking about it. Maybe that'll be for next week's live stream. Share what we did. He's making dinner right now, and I know he listens as I do this, so I'm not sure. Anyway, it'll be a little surprise for next week. So thank you, Mom, for the card. I love it so much. And she always has very just nice notes in here, and I just love it. An anniversary is a time to celebrate the joys of today, the memories of yesterday, and the hopes of tomorrow. And it says Happy 4th. If you were just reading the inside, you might think it's for the Happy 4th of July card. But that was a different color. I'm sure of it. Anyway. So, hope you enjoyed this little get-together. And I would love to hear, how, if you guys have any news to share, ups, downs, wins for the week, or anything new. I love hearing it from you, and the community loves hearing it from you too, so please feel free to share it in the comments. I'm going to wrap this up in a few minutes, but I'd love to hear what you've been up to before I go. Kristen has a comment here. I was so thankful for one of my best friends on Sunday who talked to my brother and sister-in-law and explained to them that I can't be by them or talk to them right now because it's too much for me right now. That is awesome, Kristen, to have that kind of a friend that is present enough to understand how you're feeling with other people and being able to kind of mediate that. That's a really good friend, and really, really great that she was there for you. And wow, what a great friend. You're very lucky to have that friend. So I believe Kristen is referring to, and Kristen, let me know if I'm over. Well, it's going to be too late now because of the time delay here, but Kristen's brother and sister-in-law are expecting. I'm not getting this confused right now. They're pregnant, and Kristen is trying to get pregnant, has been like me for a long time, and it is really tough when people close to you are get pregnant, especially if they didn't try very long or if their circumstance is a little bit more fortunate. It's tough to have joy for them when they're not, being sensitive to your journey, especially if they're aware of your journey, So that can be really, really tough. It's really helpful when other people that know what you're going through, have a little bit of sensitivity about it, especially if they're super close to you. So that's great. Thanks, Kristen. I feel like, I want to share so much of like the things that people share with me, with my audience, because I feel like the stories I'm getting would be so helpful to everybody else, but I never know what those boundaries are, and I should totally start checking before I start speaking sometimes. But Kristen, you've been very permissible in the past, so I am glad that you gave me the green light again there. Thank you, Amy. I combined Amy and Happy. That's Amy. Anyway, happy anniversary. Your mom does a good job. I have a card making friend. My luck. Yes, my mom's great. If you're on her birthday card list or her card list at all, you're a very lucky person. That's really cool. That's how my mom shows her support for people. It's really cool. And even if it's, it's just a sweet note on the inside, I don't know. Hopefully, yeah, it always lets you know someone's thinking about you. Oh, all right. Good to know. We've got it in writing here. Legally, Kristen never can say, I told you not to tell people that. Just kidding. Well, Kristen, if you ever do share something with me and you don't want me to share it, make sure you make that little disclaimer on there. I don't think that would ever happen. Okay, guys. Well, if no one else has any wins or ups or downs to share with me today, I'm going to sign off. I'm going to go enjoy. We're having some butternut squash tacos tonight. Butternut squash is from our garden. I literally have, I think we picked 10 of them. We are butternut squashed all over the place over here. Thank you. Thank you for being here with me today. Like I said, I was not in the mood to talk, and I'm glad I did, and I'm glad you guys are connecting with me and being so receptive. And I hope me explaining that it's hard to talk sometimes, but I'm pushing through. I hope that if you have that experience, maybe you can think of this and be like, you know what, I can push through too. Maybe. We try. All right. Yep, wraps. Oh, sorry, we're not having the tacos tonight. I don't know why I thought there was tacos tonight. We're having zucchini hummus wraps. We mapped out our whole week of recipes from our garden. Okay, and thank you, Marcus. And Marcus, thanks for reaching out today earlier, too. He asked if I was going live today, and that was really sweet to kind of give me that extra push to feel like I wanted to be heard, which is really nice, too. Oh, here's an update from Kelly. Paul has to get another MRI. His incision started bleeding last night. Oh, no. That's no good. So Paul is my brother. He had a sprained Achilles, not a sprained, ruptured Achilles tendon. I'm not smiling. I'm just, I'm happy that I remembered those words because I was having a brain fart on live. And he was in a cast and then a boot and was supposed to be all recovered. And I guess that's, he has to get that checked out. Well, I hope that he's okay, Kelly. Oh, we're going to push through together. Thanks, Kristen. Tacos are for Tuesday. I know. We're going to have to do a Taco Thursday, as Christy would say. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I love you. And if you are if you are reaching out to me and I'm not responding, please know that I will, and I'm taking a little bit of space right now. But I will continue to show up, and I'll be here on Monday for you and give you an update. And we got this, okay? So thanks again for checking in with me. You are awesome, and no matter what you do, you are great. And thank you so much. All right, I'm gonna roll the credits. I will see you later. And bye.